Hey you guys, so this is a follow-up video regarding my Huda Beauty mystery bags. If you missed that video, then I'll just let you know right now, 4 of the palettes that I got out of the 2 mystery bags were completely smashed up and I was so devastated. No! Look it. I love mystery bags and I love doing unboxings here for you guys and just sharing with you guys what I got and just the whole excitement that comes with mystery bags. So obviously I was super sad when 4 out of 5 of my palettes were completely smashed up. But I am here today to update you guys and let you all know that I received my replacements. Everything was fairly simple going through the process of emailing and getting the replacements sent to me. But while we're talking about all of that, I figured, hey, you know what? I want to play around with some of this makeup that I got and I'll do a little makeup look for you guys. That way, if you got some of these products too, you can maybe get inspired for some looks, or you can just see how it works out, or maybe you were just curious about some of them and you're like, maybe I want to pick that up, but I want to see how it performs first. So I'm going to be doing that today. We're going to be doing a little full face, as full as I can of the mystery products that I got and talking about the replacements. By the way, my name is Ashley Ellix in case you do not know me, and I would love it so much if you would consider subscribing at any point in time in this video by hitting that little red button down below and then tap that bell right next to the subscribe button. That way YouTube will notify you when I post more videos, which is 3 times a week. But enough chit chat, enough jibber jabbing. If you would like to see how these products perform and also how my experience went with getting the replacements, then you're in the right place. And all you need to do now is sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Boop. Okay, so I won't go through like all the other random stuff that I'm using. I'll mostly focus on the Huda Beauty products. So the first one that I'm going to use is the Huda Beauty Matte Perfection Pre-Makeup Base, which is a matte makeup primer. This product looked very interesting. When I was opening it up, I was a little bit worried that it had liquefied too much, but I went ahead and looked at some reviews of this and everybody was squeezing it out fresh and it looked to be accurate. So I'll pop that on really quickly. Smells really good. You know what? That smells really nice. What is that? I don't know, but I like it. Now I do have dry skin, so I'm very curious to see how this matte primer works. I do like matte foundations and stuff. I don't typically use matte primers, but I don't know why I did that, but I am curious because you never know. You might love something. That's why I want to give it a go. So, you know, there we go. Enough rhyming. Okay, let's start chatting. But while we chat, I'm going to be applying this Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation and the Tarte Hydro Sealer Concealer, just so you kind of know what's going on. And then setting my face with the It Cosmetics by Porous Pressed Powder. So after that video went up where I was sharing with you guys what I got in my mystery bag and I was unboxing everything, I sent out my email to the customer service team. And I got the email just off of my invoice. There was like a phone number, an email, like all that stuff they can, you know, go to send the returns. It had on the invoice slip that you can just send the returns that were broken and then they'll send replacements back. But a couple reasons why I didn't go that route. Number one, it is a mystery bag, so I didn't know if they were going to be like weird about replacements at all, and I didn't want to just send things willy-nilly and then they're like, oh no, you can't do it, whatever, and then charge me for shipping and then all that weird stuff. So I didn't want to go that route. And also, I mean, even if I did want to do that, everything that's going on with COVID and the delays in shipping have been crazy. Not with Huda, I will say the shipping's been really fast, but just in general, I didn't want it to get lost. So I figured, you know what, emailing them is the best route, taking pictures of everything, sharing with them what happened, my experience, and then move forward from there, hopefully. Some of you guys might have noticed who saw my video later that somebody, I think it's Huda Beauty's sister, Mona Catan, she actually commented on my mystery bag video just saying like, hey, I sent this to customer service, so they can be aware of it, which I thought was super awesome. That was really cool. But I saw that in the morning, and then I had an email from customer service as well in the morning. But I looked at the times because I kind of wanted to see what the experience was like for like a customer, you know. I don't want to get like any kind of special treatment or anything. And I noticed that customer service had emailed me a couple hours before Mona actually commented. So I think it was something that was already in the works, like they were already recognizing it, unless she commented later. But from what it appears that that is what they would have normally to anybody, you know. Not that I'm like some big person on YouTube or anything, I'm definitely not, but you know what I mean. I just kind of want to see what is it like to go through the process. I mean, either way, it is super awesome that Mona actually went out of her way to comment on my video and let me know like, hey, we're looking into this. Thank you so much for your honest feedback. And I really appreciate that when companies can not like take criticism and be like, oh my gosh, how dare you, but actually learn from it and grow from it. I'm hopeful for future mystery bags just regarding that, just because they've been so receptive of the feedback. And apparently, you know, I had some issues that everybody had, not the broken stuff. I seem to be be one of the only people that had broken stuff. There was a few comments on that video letting me know, hey, I had some broken stuff too. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this update, in case anybody else is having issues and they need to figure out how to send it and get replacement. So anyways, when I sent out my original email, I did include pictures and my invoice number, but when I got my reply back, they did say, oh, I need these specific things, which kind of feels like jumping through hoops, but maybe they have had problems in the past and they need to make sure things are like super, super valid. You know, I understand, you know, no big deal. So they needed a few more pictures from me, and they needed something like the invoice with the palettes and then the individual batch codes or something like that. A little bit tedious, but I'm willing to do it, obviously, because I want my products sent that are not damaged. So I sent them over that. And then I noticed that their time zone was way different. I believe they're based out of London. It was GMT time zone and I'm in California. So I did have to wait at least a day in between each email, which feels like a lifetime. That's dramatic, obviously. No big deal though. I mean, I want to get my replacements sent out as quick as possible, so I'll send them whatever they need, easy peasy. But also, while I was sending them the pictures, I decided, you know, now would be a good time to kind of elaborate on my experience with these mystery bags. So I went into detail on a couple little things, like the packages being combined and just like the lack of bubble wrapping and all of that. And also, one other thing I asked about and requested was that I was sent duplicates of a palette in the mystery bags that were combined. Now, normally I would never ask for a duplicate to be replaced with something else, ever. Like, I completely understand mystery bags, that can happen. You can get duplicates, no big deal. But considering the circumstances of how they took my two bags, a large and a small, and put them into one bag, then it was like, okay, somebody went and pulled these. These weren't pre-made. Somebody went and pulled these and they pulled duplicate products. It just seems a little bit silly, you know, to do that. So I said, since you have to send me replacements anyways, because these palettes are broken, I have two amethysts. Can you replace one of them with one of the other mini obsessions? And I saw a couple unboxings at that point. So I saw that people were getting like topaz, emerald, and then sapphire, I think is a blue one. So I asked that they do that. So they emailed me back the next day, Tuesday, and they said, yes, I completely understand, no problem, and that's something that we're looking into in the future. And which one would you like? So I did request topaz just because I thought it was super, super pretty. I thought all of them were pretty, but I was like, topaz, I probably will be able to get the most use out of. Then I said thank you on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, because it's just like a day in between each communication, like I said. So they said, okay, everything's all ready to go. Thank you so much. I'll send tracking as soon as I can. But with the delays of COVID, I can't guarantee like a time or anything. It might be a little bit of time that you have to wait to get your replacements. And I'm like, I completely understand, no big deal. The original mystery bags only took 2 or 3 days, which was super fast. I was not expecting that fast of shipping. So I was like, okay, maybe they're using a different carrier or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. No big deal. I emailed them back, thanking them so much for making that exception for me with the replacement palette to replace the duplicate, and just in general, replacing the 4 palettes. All right, before we move on, as far as the matte primer goes, it's looking really nice. It seemed to pair well with the foundation I was using, but I could tell that it's a little bit more matte. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna, you know, control oil or anything throughout the day. We'll have to see that. I'm not like very oily in general, but sometimes, occasionally, depending on the products that I use, I will get a little oily in the T-zone. But yeah, so far so good. Not getting weird or separated or anything. So anyways, a couple days after I, you know, got the final email that they're sending tracking and everything, I was like, okay, I need to update you guys over on Insta stories, let you know like everything's in the process. So I went on and I did that, let you guys know everything that's been happening. Super exciting that all the replacements are being sent, and that was that. Well, a couple hours later, lo and behold, I have a package out front of my door. It was all my replacements! Yay! I was so excited! Woohoo! And everything was double bubble wrapped. All of them were wrapped in the cute little heart bubble wrap that they had, but also another wrap of bubble wrap in this, and then this cute tissue and everything. So shipped out much better, and of course, nothing was broken. Yay! Moral of that story is, you know, if you have any issues with that, You can get to emailing them, but make sure to keep in mind the different time zones unless you are within their time zone. It might take a little while, I don't know what that is, a little while, you know, between back and forth messaging, but obviously to me it's worth it because now I have my palettes not smashed, and I really hope that they do learn from that very first round of mystery bags, which is kind of weird that when I first was unboxing or unbagging the mystery bags, I was kind of like, okay, this is the first round. In my experience with other brands that start doing mystery bags or boxes, there seems to be a learning curve, and there definitely was a learning curve for this brand. I think that there's a couple things that they need to work on, and hopefully they will do mystery bags in the future, but take into consideration those few things, you know? I will be using that highlighter palette that I got now that I have a nice, clean, fresh, non-smashed one, but before I go in with that, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkissed, and then the Tarte Blush in Corky. Okay, now let's go in with that highlighter palette that I got, and I am so excited for this. This is the Summer Highlight. I'm having like flashbacks every time I open this now though, because this was the first thing that was broken, but I am so excited for this. Ooh, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, funny enough, I just recently noticed that this is a cream product right here, and I totally thought it was powder. I will tap a little bit on there, even though I already have powder on. I just kind of want to see how this glows. Pun intended, oh my gosh. So let me just tap a little bit on. I want to see how it goes on top of the powder. The only thing is, I guess I wish there was a mirror in here, because I keep trying to look into a mirror and that's not a mirror. Not as blinding as I was expecting. Maybe if it was on liquid, like before I powdered, maybe it would give a little bit more, you know? It's not really giving me much. A little disappointed, but I will try that over some cream or liquid products before setting and see if it goes a little bit better. Maybe it'll work better as like a base, you know? Okay, let's go in with the powder now. I think I'll go in with Malibu, which is the bronzy looking one right here. Hopefully it's not too dark for my skin tone. Originally, since I thought that one was gonna be powder, I figured I could lighten up the other ones, but I might need to dip into something else if I need to lighten it. Okay, there we go. Wasn't showing up at first, but now it's kind of building. It might just kind of be hardly pressed into the pan. Hardly pressed, hard pressed. Hardly pressed sounds like it's not very pressed. It is very pressed. It's hardly pressed. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, that is really glowy and really pretty. I'm really wanting to take Copacabana. Man, I've been saying that wrong my whole life. Copacabana, or is it Coco Cabana? I don't know, but I really want to take that one, which is this one right here, on as well, because it looks like that fiery highlighter that I just love. So let's put that right on top and see how it looks. Ooh, it's pinky and it's pretty and I like it. Tiga, you popped out of nowhere. Come here. Come here. Everybody wants to see you. I haven't been doing vlogs. Look at how much you've grown, you guys. Oh, Miss Tiga. You ready to go explore some more? Okay, go explore. Okay, that is really pretty. I'm gonna take Malibu again and pop it. Oh, that's so weird. Usually there's like tons of payoff when I use my finger. I think it works best with a brush, honestly. Let me try doing it on the brush. Yeah, the brush is better. That's not very often that I go with a palette that only works with a brush. It doesn't work with the fingers. Makes me wonder then with that cream Saint Tropez shade, if that'll work better placed with a brush or like a beauty sponge, maybe? Maybe I'll try it that way. Maybe that'll work out better. All right, I want to set real quick with my Cover FX High Performing Setting Mist. I just tried this in my recent like full face to samples video, and I really like it. I'm gonna jump off really quickly and do my eyebrows, and then we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow, which I have lots of options here. So for eyeshadow palettes, if you missed the unboxing, I got Amethyst, like we talked about. I actually got 2 of them, but I just have the one now. I have Ruby Obsessions and then Topaz Obsessions, and then I also got the Desert Dusk palette. So I didn't know which one I wanted to use first. So a couple days ago, I asked you guys over my Insta stories, I did a little poll thingy-majig saying, hey, what would you rather see first? I had already done a look look with this one. So I'm not going to be using Desert Dusk today, except to set under my brows, which you'll see in a second. But I am going to use one of these little mini obsessions. And the winner, which honestly was no surprise to me because y'all love purple just as much as I do, was Amethyst. So I'll be using the Amethyst palette today to create a little look. And I want to do one that's kind of like that kind of smoky winged liner type of look that I've been seeing a lot of people rock lately, and I've been loving that. So that's what we're going to be going for. Now after my brows, I already primed my eyes with ABH eye primer, and then I set underneath my brow bone with the shade in Desert Dusk called Desert Sand because it's like my perfect base shade. So I love that. I had to do that though because there was no base shade in this one. I am super excited for this palette though. It is so gorgeous, so pretty. It was one that I was eyeing a little while ago when it came out, so I'm super excited to have it in my hands now. So I'm going to start by taking, oh, there's no shade names on this. I hate when there's no shade names on palettes. I like it. Makes it easier for you guys and for me. So I'm going to take this one up here, which is like a light plum that hopefully will be a nice transition shade, but I'm just going to focus it on the outer corner. There's a little sticker on this mirror. Let me take that off. I do like that there's mirrors in this one. I wish there could have been mirror in the highlighter. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and very gently blend it right here. I don't want to go up too high or too far over because it's all going to be about elongating today. P.S. when I was using the Desert Dusk palette, I was really enjoying it. It seemed like a very similar formula to the new Nude palette, which is one of my all-time favorites. I love the new Nude palette. So I would only use like a few of the shades in this big old, what, 16, 18 pan palette, 18 pan palette, but I was enjoying my experience. We'll see how these mini obsessions goes. I heard that the formula is a little bit different, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna take this little insert that came in my highlighter palette and make sure that there's no highlighter on it. And I'm gonna use it to my advantage here while I do my little shadow wing. So I'm going to place it right underneath, kind of lining up with my bottom lash line and jetting out, not too high up. I kind of want it to be slightly diagonal. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna take the deeper plum shade in this palette, the deepest one, and this little Luxie brush, the 111 mini flat angled brush, will be perfect at assisting in this wing blend. Kind of making it a nice little flicky tail and then making it a little bit thicker as I go along back to the corner and the lash line. We'll get a smaller brush to get into the inner corner though. Then I'm going to switch to this other brush and just gently blend that line out right on the top so it's not too hard. Ooh, that's pretty. That'll be really pretty. So simple, but so like statement. Ah, I almost want this transition shade to be even lighter. So I'm going to take Desert Sand back in the Desert Dusk palette and buff that edge a little bit more. Like I just want it to be a whisper of color out there. Now I know I only used that in a tiny little area, but that shade is just really pretty. Really pretty. So I'm going to take now this one right here just onto my finger. Yeah, it doesn't feel like as silky creamy as some of her other shimmers, but I'm just going to pop that. That is so pretty, pinky, purpley, gorgeous, and it's popping on really easy. I was worried that because it didn't feel as creamy, silky, it wouldn't pop on as easily, but you know what? It's not dry feeling. It's just more like a hardly pressed, again, shimmer. And I'm gonna take it onto the inner corner also. And then take this little angled brush and go back in with that plum shade, and I'm just gonna drag it along, not even drag it, I'm gonna stamp it along the lash line. And then I'm going to connect to my lower lash line that same plum shade. And I'm going to make sure that that's blended. So looks always look weird before the lashes are on and everything, but bear with me. I'm gonna go do my other eye really quickly and then we're gonna move on. Right, I went ahead and threw on my liner and lashes as well, but I wanna show you what this eyeshadow looks like without lashes in case you are one that doesn't really like to rock lashes that much. I totally understand, but if you do like to, these are the lashes that I threw on. It's from Eyelure and Jasmine Brown. It's the JB Dramatic, and what I did to help make that lifted look just even more elongated, I actually positioned the lashes like a centimeter higher than my actual lash line, just so they they sit a little bit higher because I do have like slightly downturned eyes. So this kind of helps it make a little bit elongated and a little bit lifted. Now I got 4 of the demi mattes in the mystery bags. So these are very interesting, by the way. I've already used 2 of them and I wasn't expecting them to be so vinyl-y. They weren't really as matte as I thought. They do dry down a little bit. They are definitely demi matte. So I will say that is accurate, but they just look so vinyl-y going on. It's so weird. So I've already used Day Slayer and Ashika. They are both really, really pretty, but my one that I've had my eyes on this whole time is Provocateur. This is the one that I was originally going to purchase and never got around to it. So I'm really happy that I got it in my mystery bag. Let me get out of the container. Ooh. Yeah, this has like a violety undertone. Super pretty. And it smells so yummy. I can't even put my finger on what it is. Maybe like cakey. Oh, so good. All right, that is the shade Provocateur. Super, super pretty, and it just made this look so vampy. I really like it. That is gorgeous. I do want to lighten up my center a little bit just because I'm a creature of habit. So I'm going to take the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip in Virginity and just do a little bit right in the center and up here and just tap that out just to make sure it blends a little bit. One last thing I decided I wanted to do. I want to try taking this cream highlighter shade and using that on the inner corner here. Ooh, yay! Okay, I was like, you know, maybe this will work better with a brush. Then maybe it'll look good with the, you know, inner corner highlight. And you know what? It does. Ooh, that is that. That is the look, you guys, with a bunch of the stuff that I got from my Huda Beauty mystery bags. I'm really, really enjoying this look. I really like that eyeshadow palette. Everything seemed to blend really beautifully that I used. I know I only used a few of the shades, but the shimmer packed on nicely. Those plum shades blended out very, very easily, which is pretty hard to do in those little tiny sections, but it went very well. As far as the highlighter palette, you saw that it really takes a brush to make it pop and make it actually apply onto the skin. So I wasn't expecting that, but I think once you figure out how to work it, then it is really nice. I wish there was a mirror in here. So I don't really love that, especially because I think this is around a pricier price point, probably $30 or $40. How much is this? $45 for that one. So for $45, I don't know about that. I definitely expect a mirror for a $45 palette. That's just my personal preference though. I don't know. I think it is a beautiful glow, beautiful highlight, but I'm undecided on that one. That's not like an amazing blown away, but it is really pretty. But I definitely could get it in other ones and be blown away. But I like a blown away type of highlight, so maybe that's why. I do like the inner corner though. So. And then the demi mattes, I'm not personally sold on. I think they're a little bit too finicky to work with, honestly. It was just hard to get a perfect lip line. Even still, I keep trying to finesse it, and it's just not doing it for me. So I figured, hey, this is the 3rd time I'm using it today. I really can decide if it's some kind of formula that I like or not, and I just don't really think I like the formula overall. I think that the shade is beautiful, and all these shades are really, really pretty, so I'm not complaining about that. It's just a little bit hard to use because it's so vinyl-y that it want to like slip and slide. That's what it is. It's not like matte liquid lipsticks. When you put it, it stays. This wants to go when you put it on, and I don't really prefer that. I don't think I would go and buy another one at this point in time. That's why I really wish she included a more variety of products, like especially because she has so many lip products. It would have been nice instead of 4 of these between the 2 bags to have like, you know, a lipstick thrown in there or whatever. But overall, the value of the bags I still think was amazing, especially the price point of the original versus what you paid is a great value. But that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today and finding out my update about all of the smashed palettes that I got. I'm ready to be done with that and just move on. I hope I don't have flashbacks every time I open one of these and remember the sadness. Yes, if you are new to my channel and new to my face, I would love it so much if you would consider subscribing before you go. That way you get notified when I post more videos, which is 3 times a week, and I post all beauty related and all cruelty free as well. But you guys, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out what happened with me and my update for my smashed palettes for my mystery bag, and also seeing this little look that I created with all the stuff. And I hope that every single one of you out there, every single one of you, have a great, freaking awesome, wonderful, happy, lovely, beautiful day.